I now call on LSE alumnus, Chair of the Prime Finance Foundation, Director of MFX Solutions, Inc., founding partner of the international law practice Allen & Overy, visiting LSE professor, and Chair of the LSE Alumni Association, Professor Jeffrey Golden.
Honorary Chairman, Director, colleagues, graduands, family and friends. Wow. It's an honor and a privilege to be with all of you on this special occasion. But I hope that the rest of you will please excuse me if I now address my remarks to the impressive group of graduates sitting out here in front of me. First, congratulations, everyone. Today is a day you will always remember. Your family and friends are so very proud of you, and rightly so. Each of you has extraordinary intellectual gifts, and you've worked extremely hard for the right to be here today. Now, I would ask all the graduands in the room to close your eyes, just for a minute. I see a couple of you peeking. Go ahead, indulge me. Eyes closed? Good. I want you to remember the unqualified joy that you experienced when you opened that letter offering you a place to come study at the London School of Economics. Can you remember that? Now you can open your eyes. Do you also remember swelling a little bit with pride when a student here, you've been asked, which is your university? Have you perhaps even been at a reception or otherwise with people in a room when you thought, go on, ask me where I'm at university? You're to be forgiven if you have. All of us who have studied here have never had to apologize or give an excuse for our decision to attend the LSE. We mustn't take that for granted. There are only a handful of universities that enjoy comparable international elite status. In terms of applications per place, this is the most popular university in the United Kingdom. And we must, by any measure, be the most international of the leading universities in the world. What a special place to be a student. Do you remember those couple of weeks at the end of last summer term when we heard in quick succession 4 Nobel laureates who came to speak here at the LSE? And a couple of weeks after that, a former president of the United States came in to speak, and it wasn't even term time. What an exciting place to be a student. But I'm also here to remind you that from today, you now join a community of remarkably talented people, the alumni of the London School of Economics. As you know, at last count, 18 Nobel Prize winners have either studied or taught here at the LSE. Our alumni are quite simply the most incredible in the world. Counting you, there are now more than 110,000 alumni in more than 190 countries around the world. And by my count, and Wikipedia's, 47 current or former heads of state studied here. If you hear a lesser number, it's out of date. And that's simply counting the real ones. The president of the TV series West Wing is meant to be an LSE alum. So is Jim Hacker in Yes, Prime Minister. And did you know, for the Skyfall fans among you, did you know that James Bond's dad, Andrew Bond, is meant to have gone to the LSE? I bet you can win a few beers with that one. However, we're not here just to dwell on the past, your student achievements, past graduates, and to think how lucky we are to follow in their footsteps. I've been asked to say a few words that might inspire you for the future. J. Paul Getty one of the most successful American entrepreneurs, once said that there were 3 ingredients to success: get up early, work hard, and find oil. But in case you don't find oil, I thought I'd very briefly give you 4 other targets to aim at. The first is to be brave. I think in the current economic times, being brave is important. As a young lawyer on Wall Street, not long after I had left the LSE, I got very inspired by a clever bunch of financial engineers who were laying the foundations 3 decades ago for what is now in the financial markets the global derivatives industry. It was all cutting-edge stuff, but my rather stuffy law firm was less impressed by this possible new work. If it is important, we would already be doing it, is what I heard. Still, I bravely pressed on and helped those investment bankers develop standard form documentation. The issues were novel, there was a lot at stake. I thought the work was important. To my astonishment, the forms now support more than $600 trillion in notional amount of outstanding trading. So I hope we got it right. It's certainly been interesting and rewarding professional experience, and actually most of the brave decisions that I've taken in my career have proved to be just that, very special. With the benefit of your LSE education, you should not fear having to make brave calls along the way, even where there are no established precedents or roadmaps. You have to follow your convictions, and you have to try to exercise leadership. At this stage of your life, it is extremely important to set out to do right things, to be brave, and not just to follow the crowd. My favorite poem was composed by the American poet Robert Frost, and it concludes with the words, "Two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." So I want you to be brave, and second, I want you to be involved and be committed. For many of us, what is truly special about the LSE is the passion. Passion of the students, passion of the faculty. That is the good of this place. Take it with you. By the way, you do know the difference between involved and committed. It's the difference between eggs and bacon. The chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. As our newest members, the LSE Alumni Association will be delighted to help you stay involved with your alma mater, and we will be thrilled if you continue to feel committed to the school and wish to give back in any way that you can. Third, I want you to aim high. I want you to aim to be the best. The higher you aim, the higher you go. And remember, you don't have to be ill to get better, and as you work to be better, strive to be the best. And fourth and finally, keep good company. The LSE changed my life, and for the graduates sitting there now, it probably has changed. It will continue to change your life too. The LSE changed my life in no small part because of the company I kept there, and the LSE company, the LSE network that I continue to keep company with ever since. Well, for a start, I met my wife in the library of the LSE. So be brave, be involved, be committed, aim high, aim to be the best, and keep good company. Luck plays a part, and I conclude, in concluding, I wish you all the luck that I've had. You know, when I left the house this morning, I said to my wife, "Rita, in your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine when we were students that I would be back at the school as a member of faculty being called professor? In your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine that I would have the privilege of serving on the Court of Governors, that I would share the stage with the director, that I would get to address a class of graduates from the LSE? In your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine that?" And my wife answered, "Darling, you're not in my wildest dreams." Well, while I think a little bit more about that, those of you who are graduating should think think about all that you've accomplished during your time here at the LSE. We're deeply proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2012, and please keep in touch and stay connected with the school. We expect great things from you. Now, go on, LSE graduates. Get out there and live your wildest dreams. Thank you for listening to me. Lots of love.